Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Real Time Visual Effects Show. Today's guest is Jihyun, a senior VFX artist at Blizzard Entertainment who has worked on games like Overwatch, Runescape, and Bless Mobile. She has a rich cultural background working in Korea and brings over 10 years of experience in the craft of visual effects for games.
Welcome to the Real-Time Visual Effects Podcast, the place to hear from some of the video game industry's most seasoned artists and up your game. Listen in on how you can learn and grow as a VFX artist, discover your own wizard, and network with hundreds of other talented magicians in the real-time visual effects community. Here is your host, Travis McCallum.
Hey Jihyun, great to see
Hello.
you. How you doing today?
Yeah, well, I'm good. I just have a little dehydrated, so I'm just having a little water.
Oh man,
Yeah.
stayed
Yeah.
out too late last night.
Yeah, actually, a bit, yes. I tried to sleep pretty early, but I always failed.
Rock on. Well, I'm excited to hear all about your journey working on games like Overwatch, RuneScape, and Bless Mobile. Uh,
Oh
I know
yeah.
I know right now you're at Blizzard working as a senior VFX artist, but I
Yes.
want to go back to the beginning and
Yeah.
hear how the heck did you get started in visual effects?
So, okay, there is some story. I have a bachelor's degree with the media design. Like the design means actually a bit different. Specifically, it means visual design in Korea. So it's actually more like graphic art than like design. So I learned everything, like almost everything about the graphic design. Like for example, like Adobe programs like Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, InDesign even, and Flash. Flash was like we used back then. The education course is like, okay, I'm gonna teach you everything and just not deeply, just lightly, and you can select whatever you want later. So yeah, I learned that 3D Max as well and 3D animation. All my university friends are like they're working in very various industries, just using graphic art. But I wanted to work in the video game industry since I started at the uni. Actually, back then I didn't know what department they have, and I just simply just playing video games because I like the interaction. I like to watching this art with interaction. I started as intern in the one-up gaming company. It called Nexon Korea, but it was not the developing game. It was I that department was like is a business. So I actually made the mobile or like homepage for the promotion, or like if they have something game event, I make a event page or something like that. Or sometimes I like to write some email to the players or something. Okay, I realized that I want to make game than doing this kind of like business promotion page thing. So then I started to look at, okay, what departments they have in the video game art in especially. So like the big pillars is like a 2D concept and 3D modeling and animation and VFX and UI. And I thought I'm not that talented enough to be a concept artist. I'm not very interested in the 3D modeling and animation because I learned at the uni, but I didn't really like it. I might be able to start with the UI artist that back then, but there was a mysterious department. It was the VFX. I had no idea what is that and even how can I make it. So yeah, I thought like, okay, maybe I'm gonna just learn it, and if I like VFX artists I can do it, or I'm gonna just choose the UI artist. Actually, the biggest reason I started to study VFX is just a curiosity. One of the course, the VFX course in Korea, but like it was not really good. It was really bad long ago, and the teacher was using so old ways. Anyway, I listened that. I learned just a really basic thing. So okay, this is just using the transparency of the texture and like just making an animation for that. Just I got the basic concept and I started to learn Unity by myself because Unity is more, I heard Unity is easier to jump in. So I just bought a lot of like assets from the asset stores in Unity, just analyze every single things and maybe I can change this one or change that one, and maybe I can just click this one. Oh, it's not working. Okay, then what is this? Like, yeah, that kind of things. I just learned that it takes like 1 year, even more. So I made a like something portfolio in that time. It was really horrible actually. And so if I see now, it's really bad. I applied with that, and it was 2016, 15, 16. There was a VFX artist, not really common, and the people thought, okay, anyway, she learned herself, so they think I have pretty good passion. They pretty respect my just effort. So I hired as just junior VFX artist. That is a backstory. I think I pretty like to like just learning part. I like to like learning new tech and just fiddling with the how is it going or something like that. I thought I very enjoy that. Yeah, and the old artistic skill I learned at the university is like still my like underlying my artistic sense as well. It's really great experience.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
So inspiring. Being a self-taught artist who really takes the initiative and pushes her best foot forward in trying to cultivate and create a life that she wants.
Mm,
Really, really cool.
thanks.
So you had mentioned that you had wanted to work in video games when you
Yeah.
started playing them. Can you just tell me very briefly some of your earliest childhood memories of
Oh,
games that you
games.
played and you were like, "Oh,
Um,
wow."
Okay, Korea doesn't have like a console when I was young, so mostly I play with the PC games. The first game I played was there was a just like just really simple those games, but after that I really like impressed about the StarCraft 1, of course. It was really massive and huge in Korea. I mean, I don't know if you heard about that. Like Korea have a like we call PC bang. That means like tons of the PCs like there in the just one room, and everyone is just going there and like playing StarCraft each other, just playing like football or something like that in the school. They just played StarCraft with friends. It was kind of my childhood, going to my friends, play some games. I'm very bad gamer. I always lose. But anyway, I enjoyed it. After that, when I grow up a little bit, Korea has some like gaming companies as well. And then when I was like 14-ish, I started, it called Mabinogi. It's a Korean game. It's kind of like, I think this is very old version of Metaverse. They are people are like just there doing something part-time job in the game, and they earn some money, and they are just buying some costumes, and they are like they like play music in the like something there, and like they're chatting together. They go to the dungeon as well. It was very like there's just a lot of contents or various contents that, but it's not very competitive. It's very chilling game. I was like enjoying my second life in there. Because of the Korean education system, I cannot devote too much time to the game, but that makes actually I think it's very bad because like that makes myself more into the game. I always wanted to play the game after the like all the like study is done. Just after the school, like Korean kids have to go to another school and they got another lesson. I don't know. There's another education, and like when I coming back at home, it's like 11 p.m. or something. But I turn on the PC and I have to join the Mabinogi and like and play that. That was kind of my life. Just ease my stress in there, I guess. After that, I was like 20-ish. The Korean game, the Ion was there. Ion is kind of is very similar game with WoW, but I didn't play WoW because I was so busy to study that time. And after that, they like made a something copycat game in there. I pretty enjoyed that as well. 2013, it was like Blade and Soul. That is a Korean game as well. It was pretty competitive and it's an action game. I mostly always like to like picking up the healers in the game. That was the game I like to enjoy the DPS the first time. Oh, this is really fun. That was like all the journey, like, and is yes, too many contents just there. So now it's like just I'm jumping in that and that a lot.
Awesome. Hearing about your experience with games, especially growing up and juggling school on top, it really
Yeah,
was escape from the day-to-day life
that's
and
true.
live your fantasies. So really, really cool. And I totally agree. And it kind of begs the question,
Hmm.
where does visual effects fit into games? Why do they matter and what's their purpose? Can you just kind of define to me really quickly what your philosophy is on VFX in games?
Oh, okay. That is a thing I always emphasize when I'm doing any kind of interview. Like VFX is enhance the gameplay. That is the first thing to be a VFX artist. Before being a great artist, I think VFX artist should be a developer. It should be making the game more like satisfying. The maker like notice about okay, this is friend and this is an enemy. We have to attack them. Okay, I'm got attacking and this is got attacking and I got this amount of damage. The importance level is really, really important as well. Okay, this is weak attack, it should be really like weak. But if it's strong, it should be really strong as well. And it should be really noticeable and clearly understandable for the players. And that makes the game more fun and more understandable and like more clearly visually understandable game. That is a VFX, the role of the VFX, I guess. And after that, the VFX enhance the art as well. These like kind of like a cherry on top because without VFX it doesn't feel like lively, especially like environment. There are some VFX there. It looks like a okay, this is live. This is alive. Even like a characters, idle VFX, everything is like makes game more alive. That is the thing.
Okay. Now that we're talking about how VFX enhances games
Mm-hmm.
or brings life to them, can you just very quickly give me an example of an effect that maybe you've created and incorporate it into the world of a game?
There's a two part. Playing the enhance the play game is more like putting some ability VFX for the character or monster or something like that. More like a life of the game. I think it's more like a idle VFX for the environment and characters. Ability VFX is a main job for the VFX artist. Well, I'm doing that a lot as well. Very recently, I made Zenyatta's new ability for the skin. He already have a like skill abilities. I'm making a new skin, and the new VFX for the ability makes like okay, this character is playing is a definitely same character, but feels very different. It's more beautiful. It's more like have a theme for that. Putting some like idle VFX on that character as well. That he is like a very mysterious fantasy creature. For the China, I heard that they have a like a something some idle VFX on the head and the tails and something like that, and then that makes like okay, this character is more special and there is more like more powerful. That kind of thing is like VFX work.
Awesome. I want to know what a day in the life of Jihyun looks like from sunrise to sunset. So when you wake up and open your eyes, what do you do first?
I'm very homebody, so I'm not really going outside that much. Just that morning, I just started some coffee. Blizzard have a hybrid option. So the Monday and Friday I work from home. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I'm going to office. I'm actually currently learning driving, so I drive my office and my husband is like sit beside me and watching my driving. So it's a scary time. That is the most scary time in the morning. And I'm yes, and I'm arrive in the office. I always just yeah, just working. And after that, Korea have an Overwatch studio, and I just like end of the time Korea is starting. So sometimes I catch up with them. Sometimes I do grocery shopping and I'm preparing dinner with my husband. The dinner time is my favorite time because I really, really like eat something and cooking and having some delicious food is like kind of my joy in my life always. And after that, I don't know, like sometimes I do some exercise and some play games or something, watching some Netflix, or I have a hobby for playing piano or painting sometimes, just chilling out days. That is most of my day life.
I love it. Can we zero in a little bit on your workday? I understand that you are a senior VFX artist,
Yes.
and that may be different from just a VFX artist because there are different roles within a company, but also just within the craft itself. Are you just down in the trenches, hammering away, creating effects and art 8 hours a day, or kind of how does that look for you?
When I'm working, it's like actually all the VFX work is have different ways. So like I cannot really like make a like same pattern for everything. If I get a job, it depends on the project and sometimes like different because sometimes I get concept, but sometimes I'm not. If I get a VFX concept, okay, like I have to like follow up with this image. If I get a concept, like concept artist is not the VFX artists, they are drawing like that looks like a really nice drawing. So it's not really great to like fit on just write VFX right away. Then I have to like figuring out, okay, this gonna be the frame the players see the most. Then I focusing on that frame first. Sometimes I have to draw a texture because of the optimization. I don't want to create a texture every time. I rather to reuse that we already have. Just finding everything like I can use in the library. If I don't have anything, then I start drawing. Mostly like a noise or pattern should be okay. I can just use in my use from the Overwatch library. We already service pretty long time, so we already have a lot. So like just picking up the texture, or like sometimes I have to modeling as well. Some then I have to model. I make like a one very core frame, and after that I just adding some more. Okay, this is additional frame, or like okay, this is a lingering VFX. Maybe we need little more here, or maybe like I have to like reduce down this particle and adding this particle more, and like just fiddling out a lot, or sometimes like just seeing other particles in or like other VFX, and if I can reuse this particle, I just grab that and like apply that, and just a little bit like changing or fix it as well. That is mostly I'm doing.
Now that I think about it, there's a lot of benefits with working in an existing project because you don't
Hmm.
have to create so many things from scratch. I imagine when you were just starting on your VFX journey, making that first portfolio,
Yeah.
you were doing everything by
Yes, that's
yourself.
true. Yes, yes,
So,
yes. That takes way, way longer time. It's like getting the speeding up the VFX. Like when your game is like servicing more and more, it's like all the pipeline is getting more faster. When I'm always doing the joining, I already work in the like just developing starting of the project as well. So it's very initial project. In that case, I have to like create all the textures really initially. And in that case, like the game direction is changing a lot as well. So if they change that, I have to change my VFX again. It's kind of time attack.
so I just want to understand, since you're a senior VFX artist,
Yeah.
what's the difference between that title and say a VFX artist? Is it the level of responsibility, or do you get to pick and choose what effects you want to do? Like, just kind of help frame what those different roles in an organization would be.
Actually, it's very various from the project, I guess. I started as the senior artist at Jagex because in their RuneScape team, but actually RuneScape is really, really, really old game, and they didn't have a like a special tool or something for VFX. The animators are doing the VFX actually. And I was the first VFX artist in there. Because I cannot use these, I started to suggest making a new VFX system for this game. Actually, that is the start point. I'm being a senior because I'm starting to suggest the entire pipeline for the VFX. We want to like change and like polish this all the VFX. We cannot use this system. We definitely need a new system. We can buy a particle system and like integrate in the game, or like we have to make like our just standalone system. Anyway, we have to do it. So that is a suggestion at first. I just listed down what I need for the VFX for the really basic course, like color curve, lifetime, or like I have the randomized between two curve or something like that. I just making a something note, and like a technical artist made a tool, and I made a like some demo VFX with that tool, and I suggested more, and they understand, and like they made it more as well. So like that is a kind of like just building up the entire VFX system. That's why I started as a senior VFX artist. And after that, I started the different project with they're called Evercore Heroes. It was in the development time as well. And just one VFX artist was there and I joined. So we're building up the VFX pipeline as well. It was like very initial part. I just made the like suggest with the like all the like naming convention. We need like this coherent system for the implement VFX because we are just using sometimes using a blueprint, sometimes asked to the programmer. So we didn't have a like very coherent system to the implementation. Sometimes I don't have any idea how can I put this VFX on this character because it is very special. In that case, we had to like ask for the, okay, we need a something slot for the VFX artist we can change or we can implement here. That kind of like suggestion I did. I think senior position is more like I can suggest the pipeline for the where VFX artist is getting into this game, because VFX is really like it's a middle position of the artist and technical artist, or sometimes I have to talk with designer or programmer as well. If you're just talking every time when I make a VFX, it takes too long time. So like I'm more like a more better system, and then more like a coherent system is better for working as a VFX artist.
Awesome. Just piggybacking off of what you were saying there, let's say we have some VFX artists here listening to us today, and
Yeah.
they want to get a promotion. They want to move up in their career.
Yeah.
What advice do you have to them who want to move into a senior or a lead someday?
Okay, lead is a bit different because it's a managing people, so it's like, and I haven't been a lead as well, so I cannot answer that yet. But becoming a senior is like it's not only just craft VFX. You have to be a perfect for the craft. It's essential because as a yeah, craft skill is probably the artist should be in the plateau. But the other thing is like if someone want to be a senior artist, I think you can guide someone as well, like a junior artist or like a mid artist. Okay, this art style is a bit off from this artist style, so we can use that. This system is not really like optimized, or like this system is like taking too long time. So you can just give up that. We can just give up this more simple way or something like that. You can suggest more better way and like make a guideline for that. In that case, I think it's pretty enough to be a senior artist, and communicate with the a lot of department team as well. That is very important. Just not really stuck in your just desk and like crafting that. You have to talk and like and think about maybe this VFX is like I made this color, but it's not really understandable. Then I have to change it. Or okay, this VFX that is not really it's pretty good if you let solo playing, but if with the animation it doesn't really great. Like yeah, you have to like talk with a lot of people. More like a being a developer is a thing to the senior VFX artist.
So I want to know about a time you had a problem or a challenge in your work, whether it's with a particular effect or a situation with the way the company was or a coworker, and just kind of talk me through what was the problem and how did you solve it or overcome that problem? Maybe it was a technical constraint or a creative, challenge or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, there was a lot of problems back then. Yeah, I'm just thinking a lot of things on my head. If I just pick up one time, like it was a previous project. I got the concept that like something spacey guy. The concept was like a very like in the universe and space, and he's like kind of floating. His hair was kind of like floating as well, but in the concept, it seems like a fire. There's no description there. The hair seems like a fire, and like it's not only me. Everyone thought that is a fire as well. So I made the fiery particles on the hair. After that, the concept artist said, our director said, it's not a fire. It's more like, oh, how can I say in English? Like so the hair is like floating in the something underwater, or like a space is like don't have a gravity, so like it's floating away. That was the description. The hair is like something floating without gravity. That was their intention. I already put the particles. What should I do for now? Because because it's not like a long time servicing game. I have not really enough time to like create from first. It was very difficult because like if I like moving the moving hair is not the part of the VFX actually. If we are like rigging like some things of the bunch of the hair and like moving, that is more part of the animation. We cannot spend that time to like in that case we have to model the hair again and the rigging and the animating as well. That doesn't make sense for the that timeline. So I thought I just draw out some of the concept on this his hair. Okay, we can use these three ways. We can go with the fire, or okay, we can just like make a hair just for like one just one hair and like moving like just a little bit flowing without the rigging, we can use the vertex offset, or we can just use it like just straight hair or something like that. Or if you're choosing the floating hair, it's not gonna be like affecting by the animation, like having a something second animation, we probably cannot use that. Yeah, I just draw like a three concept of that. Concept artist doesn't really happy about it because it's not very intentional work, because we don't have that enough time. Just we are just going to okay, just we are going to the flowing hair. I opened up the 3D Max and I thought, okay, I can use a vertex offset. I used that really long before. Maybe I have to use again. And I just model with the just only hair part again. And they made the like animation and the max finding the way to the vertex animation and implementing the Unreal Engine and just follow up the all the like single part and made that hair. It doesn't like looks like perfect. So I have to put the whole lot of shaders on there as well, like it looking more like something flowy. Take like two or three times like different hairs, made a different transparency and made it full of the shader on there. And finally it looks pretty like a flowing something hair. So yeah, everyone happy about that. That was really challenging moment, I remember.
Oh my gosh, that is wild. So I hear that number one, concept artist sent you something, just a picture with no
No
extra
description.
information.
Yeah, definitely we need that. Yeah,
So in the
like
future, when things are happening, make sure that hey, what do you want me to do with this, right?
yeah, that was a thing actually. That was my bad as well. I have to like check about that. Okay, this is a flame, right? Like yeah. I thought, okay, this is a flame, so I just did it.
But
That was my bad.
there's a silver lining here, right? And it's the fact that when you came back to the art director and the concept artist, you gave them choice, right? You gave them freedom of choice. You
Yes,
said, hey,
right. Yeah.
we could go with choice A or we can go with choice B, which in this
Yeah.
case is the vertex animation texture, which is great because
Hmm.
you never want to be thinking about soft skills, you never want to be stubborn or,
Yeah.
aggressive with it's my way or the highway. You want to be able to compromise and work together toward a common goal. So super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. I like to do that because that is a more reasonable way. And like mostly concept artist doesn't really know how long takes like in the each department. In that case, we have to explain it. Okay, this takes too long time. Okay, if we're reaching out this, we have to like starting in this part. So it's impossible. That kind of thing we have to talk.
We talked about challenges. Let's talk about accomplishments. What is an effect that you have been able to work on that you're super proud of and you want everybody to see it and know, hey, this is my effect. I worked on this. What is it?
For the VFX part, I have to think about it. My biggest accomplishment is like actually heading up to different country, starting with the second language industry. That was like always my biggest challenging and the accomplishment. But for the VFX, I have to
Okay,
because
well, let's
yeah.
let's talk on that for a minute, right? You came from a foreign country. I say foreign, but you came from Korea, so Korean is your native language. So
Yes.
coming over here to America, and I know you and I had talked about this offline for a minute. It was scary having to adapt to a brand new culture that was different from your own, but also be able to assimilate the language and overcome that barrier where
Mm.
you want to be able to communicate with your coworkers and you were able to do that, and that's a huge thing. How many people, I'm raising my hand right now, but how many people are bilingual or trilingual? It's a big deal. It really is.
Oh
So
yeah.
maybe in Korea they make you take multiple languages, but here in America,
No, Korean is not, definitely not. Yeah, I mean, it was very big challenge. I grew up in Korea and I'm educated, worked in Korea until 29. And most of the Korea, you don't have to use any different language. I always like live in Korea as well. So actually, at first time when I applied the like some different countries project, I failed several times as well because of my communication issue. My English was not really good enough. I started the different country. It was like very late of 2018 in the England. That was the first time. And my English was actually really bad, but I'm very appreciate they hired me even with my language barrier. They liked my portfolio definitely. It was really, really difficult at first time because when I go to the meeting, I can't understand. They are speaking so fast than I than I learned in English in the school or something. They use different verbs and they use different language. There's a different word as well. I was like just 20 or 30% understand at the first time. It was really hard time. Fortunately, my manager understand that a lot. He pretty help a lot as well. I always like try to double check I understand it correctly or not. So okay, this is a thing I have to make right or not. I was always double check like every single things like a kid. And it was not really easy because I feel like I'm a fool or something. Because in Korean I can speak and like communicate really easily, but just very simple sentence I cannot speak that. That was really weird feeling at first. I just tried a lot. I checked all the vocabularies every time I don't know or like and now we have a really great AI so they are making up notes even I didn't have that at first. I have to like just recording the meeting and check the vocabularies again or sometimes a Slack message or something. I'm just checking the first I have to learn, and then I studied more time after the work actually. And the British is really like to go to the pub after work. I always just follow up the pub because in the pub they are speaking really like naturally. Actually, it's more difficult to understand than that's just working because it was very culture. They're using really their own language. Anyway, I just follow up that. If sometimes I cannot speak anything in there, I just try that.
Earlier, I'd mentioned that I taught English to high schoolers for about 2 years.
Hmm.
One of the certificates we need to get here in Texas is English as a second language. We worked with a lot of non-English speaking students, and what we
Oh,
discovered is that often it starts with observation. You are just listening to others, and you
yeah,
start reading the words on the page, start deciphering that vocabulary.
yeah,
And that's kind of more on the at your own pace, but eventually after you get the input, then you're doing the output, which is the speaking and writing, which
yes,
is the
that's true.
harder part. That's the harder part. Patience and perseverance. That's what I say. I'm trying to learn Japanese right now.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Japanese is I know the Japanese like having very similar sentence like structure in Korean. It's gonna be really hard.
because they borrow so many words from China. Actually, a
Yes,
lot
that's
of
true.
countries do.
In the Asian countries, they borrows a lot of words in China, and like Japanese even use the Chinese words still, so you have
Right.
to learn that.
I want to talk about some of the projects that you have been working on and have worked on. Let's start with the most current one, which is Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 is starting like several years ago. I joined the Blizzard Overwatch team. I started in the Korean office as last March, so it's like kind of year ago. At first, because like Overwatch, most of the Blizzard project, I guess, they're using their own standalone engine. They're not using Unreal or Unity. Everyone have to learn their engine. That takes little time. They expect that. They know that. At first time, every month, I'm just making some like and put some very simple VFX PUBG or like idle, just characters idle VFX or something like that. I'm just fixing like very minor bugs, and then I'm just slowly learning the how is that engine is working and like how can I implement this VFX or something like that. When I learned a little bit that, just I'm making some VFX on the emotes and the PUBGs and some more like animations. Then I just put the VFX on that. We've collaborated with the WoW as well, so we have a Lich King, Reinhardt, or like Thor Zenyatta, and I put the VFX in there. After that, I started making a mythic skin. I started like August. They gave me pretty long time because I need to like learn how to the this VFX is working in the mythic skin. This is the first thing I did it. They didn't really expect I'm gonna doing that fast because of the engine issue. The August I was starting preparing to move to these countries, and I moved here. It was October, so I was leave out entire October because of the living, and I started packing everything, and then come here and like a settle down or something like that. I was off for the what that entire month. After that, I came back and go jumping into the mythic skin again. And made the abilities for the changing by the mythic skin. And now I'm mostly part for the mythic weapon in the Overwatch 2. Each characters have the special weapon, and their weapon have some like special VFX, the killing VFX, and special like reactivity VFX and flourish. Their special the VFX as well. So I'm more like in charge of that at the moment.
You work on visual effects for Overwatch. Do you play Overwatch?
Oh yeah, I play it. Actually, I'm really bad. I'm so bad. I already told I'm so bad gamer.
Who your favorite character is? Is it Zenyatta or
Oh,
someone else?
well, my favorite is Juno. Yeah, I'm mostly like playing with Juno. I like Zenyatta is a bit difficult. I like Juno and Mercy and Kiriko. I'm more like playing with healers than anything other else. I tried, but I'm so bad. I lose every time, and people are so mad at me. So I just I just pick like everything. I'm more like confidence with.
Rock on. I understand that this is a live service game, which
Hmm.
may be different from other
Yeah,
games that have a little bit more of a longer development cycle. Can you just
different.
describe to me a little bit about that difference, whether it is with timelines and deadlines or the kind of stress that comes with those development cycles?
I experienced like two live projects. Otherwise, I mostly in the development state. I can say definitely living service game is a bit more, how can I say, is more easier because I don't have that crazy time attack that. Because like if we are like, okay, this game is gonna be launched like next year, then we have to like prepare this amount of the decent character heroes we can play and this amount of the level design and this amount of the like everything, so we have to like make everything set up to the deadline of the launch of the game. Sometimes it doesn't really work well because is there sometimes bug? Sometimes this hero is not really great. If I play that, then we have to change the direction. If we are changing direction, we have to match up the art again. It's way busier actually. It's fun, very fun because there's really a lot of time to like talk each other, and we are like if I go into the like more like development stage, I'm way more close to the colleagues, the different department colleagues, because there's a lot to we are talking about. We have to like brainstorming every time, and we are like involving from start. I'm more like into this character when I'm like, okay, this is my baby. But when we are going to the live service game, well, we have the of course we have that line. The department is sometimes different. So I'm more like in the reward pillar, so I'm not really making a like new heroes. If you're going to the new heroes department, probably you're gonna involve from the start as well, the character development. Actually, we already have a players who's enjoyed this Overwatch, and like if this character is not really enough to ready, then we can launch different character first or something like that. Or like I'm more like in the reward pillar, so I'm more making a skin. We are making more longer time to launch the skin because we want to polish that. So the polishment is more important than like making something in the deadline. So it's not that like chaotic, more easy to make it like better quality and like better art. For that I can concentrate that. That is a bit easier, but we are always checking the like DAU, the players number. Sometimes it's going well, but sometimes the release content is not really go well and players not happy as well. Then in that case we have to like think about, okay, what should I do? There's some like different difficulties as well. Yeah, I can say in the development part is really fun and very active, but it's more physically hard. It's a live stream game. It's like it's a bit more chill to working. There's another stress because I'm seeing the users interaction just right away when I launch the skin. They don't like that or not, you know. That is yeah.
Yeah, it's hard not to take things personally sometimes.
Mhm.
Oh, I totally feel you there. Throwing another wrench in there for you, you also worked on mobile games as well,
Oh
right?
yes.
With Bless
Yes.
Mobile. Can you talk to me a little bit about the pipeline difference from
Oh,
working in
yes.
the mobile space as well?
Yeah, okay. I worked in the mobile game, Plus Mobile in the Korea, and before that, I was in the NCSoft. They're making a new mobile game as well. I was in there as well. Like, so I experienced two mobile game. The biggest difference from the mobile game and PC game is optimization. VFX is the hardest part for the game crashing. For the old art part, VFX is more difficult to like, optimize. It sometimes it happens all together. So like too many draw calls sometimes in the screen. So like in that case, the cell phone is getting slower, or like the gaming is laggy or something. That mostly VFX caused that. So or sometimes not in the art part. Mostly VFX is a crime to cause the all the lag. We had to think about everything for the optimization before the Blast Mobile and the ANSYS of they even restrict the I can use only 3 particle system. So in this one VFX, it's really insane. I have to like reduce all the VFX just in the 3 particle system, and then I have to reduce the spawn rate as well. But I have reaching up that kind of visual qualities. It was very challenging. The shader in this shader graph, we cannot use the of this complicated one as well. So we have to like optimize all the shader graph and like thinking about like everything and checking the draw call, and even we have to reduce the name as well because like the all letter is making something more like they're more byte. We just reduce their names and reduce all the textures, and like we reuse all the textures as many as we can. That is the thing we always checking. And after that in the Blast Mobile, yeah, it was actually similar. The technical artist made something program for checking the draw call every time there's running the game. If it's like exceed more 10, we have to reduce that. I'm just calling out the VFX if it's like off screen or like this part of the screen. I'm not gonna see that. Sometimes we are using a like big decal, but we cannot use the big texture as well. So in that case, I have to like making more like a symmetric and like just put the just a simple part of that and just rotating or something. I have to like everything I'm making is like more just less file size optimized and checking the game. Is it run correctly or not? That is the biggest thing. But if I just always focusing on the optimization, the visual quality is not really great, of course. So in that case, I gotta like complain that these qualities not really great. That is pretty stressful. I like, okay, what is the great balance of the optimization and the great quality? That was the biggest thing.
Wow, that is the big difference between real-time visual effects, especially in games, versus movies and TV where
Oh
everything's pre-rendered.
yes,
Yay!
yes, 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 that's true.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. It's a real time. Like in the PC is like important as well. In the mobile, it's way, way strict because like mobile is you can feel the phone is getting hotter when like, it's immediately. There's a way less CPU and everything, so we have to reduce all the things we like.
Let's talk about things outside of VFX.
Mhm.
What are some hobbies and passions you have that make you a bit more of a well-rounded person?
It was the story like is not now. I was really, really into the Harry Potter when I was teenager. Actually, that was my biggest English teacher. The motivation to learning English was okay, I want to read Harry Potter in English. I want to understand Harry Potter movie in English. That was my biggest motivation. And actually, I still didn't really reach out. It's a bit difficult. When I was teenager, I was so busy to study, so I cannot. But like after 20, I was like, there was a Pottermore site. There's something like a Harry Potter's fan is into that, and there's something they make their stories or something like that. They use the fanfics as well. I just log in that. I don't understand a lot, but I just read that. That was a thing I did when I was 20. But actually, that was like my English life, the starting point of my English life. Interestingly, when I go to the UK and my interest is a little bit gone away. And after that, I'm not really into that before, but now I'm just playing some video games. I have really old hobby that is playing piano. I played since I was 8 or something. Yeah, I play piano. I'm still like making myself more like a painting and drawing again because when I'm going to the university, like art university, we have a really like art exam in Korea. It was really, really stressful. So actually, I lost my interest to drawing when I'm doing the preparing to go to the university. And after that, I'm just trying to get back my interest to drawing again.
Harry Potter, I'm curious about very quickly. Hermione, Ron, or
Yeah.
Harry? Or another character. Who do you most identify with in terms of the characters?
I think more like a Hermione. I'm not that smart as like her. I wanna like something under control and make something under control and like speaking something like that as well. And wanna be a top, not easy always. Get a like mentally stressed if I'm not really like great enough.
Rock on. Question about branding and the importance of making a name for yourself. Let me ask, is it important? Does it matter if you have an online presence?
I'm Actually, haven't like really think about like branding myself that much because I'm not the person who's like a very active and online. I'm more like a lurking. I found out when I try to like preparing the visa to other countries or something. When I go to Ireland and coming to this US as well, they always ask me like if I have anything like record, like mentoring, have some lecture, have something record for branding myself. Every time there was nothing, I can convince them. There was a little bit of problem. So I thought maybe I need to do sometimes. After that, when I came back to Korea a little bit, I went to the university and I just some special course for the student as well. I'm doing this interview as well. I don't really like it. I'm not that kind of person, but sometimes that moment I need that.
Let me ask, your advice maybe to somebody who wants to get into visual effects and they have studied the craft. What's your advice to them to be able to land their first job in the industry?
Oh. Okay, VFX artist is very technical in the older like artists. There is really a various spectrum. I personally mostly like drawing texture, but many people don't draw at all, and they use like photo bashing or like substance designer or something like to make a texture. I recognize me as a pretty artistic person, but I'm starting the VFX with the concept drawing as well. But some people are not really good at drawing, but very good at the shader graph, and some people are really good at the particle animation. Some people are very technical, so like they're very understand engine really well. If you're not very artistic or if you're not very technical person, anyway you can find a like good project where needs your talent. You have to like define what talent I have, especially like if you're very artist, I'm more recommend to stylized project. But if you're technical, I'm more, it's better to go to realistic, because like realistic project is more, they use way more tech than like artistic sense. Our team needs each other. They need artistic people and technical people as well. And we all need each other. I can say you can get a nice niche for that. But being a VFX artist means you have to study and learn entire your life. The technology is always changing. The VFX implementation is always different. So you have to like learn every time the different way. And maybe you're gonna find out the like best way to for you. Don't stop learning at all. Eventually you have to get a great artistic eyes, because it's okay, it's not really great to draw or something, it's totally fine, but you have to get a really good artistic eyes. Eventually you're gonna be a VFX artist, and the artistic eyes makes you like more longer surviving VFX artist.
2025, you got a goal or some personal project that you are working on. What is it?
My my biggest goal is getting a driving license. I mean, I'm a horrible driver. I mean, yeah, I spent a lot of time to like learning driving. Actually, nowadays is a most challenging things in my life ever. Yeah, is I'm so scared of the speed.
Is it
Anyway, yeah.
the highway scares you? You want to stay on the
Oh,
access road?
yeah, hiring is so scary. I don't really try that. Even I'm just normal speeding up is so freaking out, and like everything is under control. That is so difficult thing. Like sometimes like just people are just walking away. There's across the street. Like sometimes like a bike is there, or sometimes some car is like acting really weirdly. I never think about that. In that case, I have no idea what I what I can do, and like I'm running too fast speed. Like if I'm just walking, I just stop. I cannot stop in this in the middle of the road. That is so scary. So I always use the transport rather than driving. After I came to California, I have to drive to go anywhere. That is very challenging life.
I was going to ask, in Korea, what part of Korea were you?
I was in Seoul.
They have pretty good public transportation then?
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to take a car. I don't really recommend to use a car because it's too crazy traffic always. If you're using transport, actually that is faster and better.
Jihyun, we are going to get started with the lightning round questions. Quick
Hmm.
and easy, just like visual effects. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What is a perfect 1 day getaway in Irving, California and the surrounding area?
I'm not the best person to ask about it. I'm very new to here. I just came here last.
Let's flip it
uh,
over then.
Yeah.
What about your hometown over in Seoul?
I recommend to like stay in the north part of the Seoul from the Hangang, Han River, and there's I'm going to the like the palace, the Gyeongbokgung Palace. That is a traditional palace. There's like a Gwangjang market that is really huge traditional market in there, and maybe you can go to the Bukchon. That is like some traditional houses is in their village is still in there. Just walking around Han River's park that is really beautiful, or if you're going to Little South and you're going to the Gangnam, and maybe you can go to the COEX if you like shopping.
What video game or app are you using on your phone that is the most fun?
Currently, I'm playing a Pikmin mobile, which is kind of like Pokemon Go, but it's from the same company because it's more like encouraged to walking than like fighting each other or something like that. I'm checking my footstep every day. If I go to the like something bakery, the bakery decoration Pikmin, I can catch up. If I go to the like park decoration Pikmin, I can catch up as well. I can catch up the every like the different Pikmin, the location, and they sometimes get a like something photo card of that location as well. I'm just collecting that. That is pretty good.
What is your favorite thing to cook or eat?
I don't know. You heard about tteokbokki? There is a Korean food which is like the stir fried. It's not a rice cake, so we are calling tteok. Tteok is like very condensed rice. That we are fries that stir fries that with the very spicy sauce. It's really red, pretty spicy. And like we put some fish cake in there as well. And just I need that like once up every 2 weeks or something. I need that. I have a gauge. I need that. Yeah.
Those chilly nights, it's gonna warm your soul.
Yes, exactly.
What is your favorite book or podcast you've listened to recently?
I mostly like watching the YouTube and like actually Korean YouTube channel. I'm more like watching it. If I say the English one, I pretty like Healthy Gamer GG channel. That is kind of like physiological. How is it correct word or not? I don't know. Like it's counselor,
Psychological. Yeah,
psychological. Yeah,
psychological.
psychological counseling channel for these gaming players or like online community or something like that. I don't like understand everything because they have difficult word or like medical word or something like that. There's a lot of like this interesting episode.
Favorite video game visual effect you are jealous of that is not your own?
It's not a video game, but Arcane, the Netflix series, that VFX is freaking good. So I wanna like collect all the like every single VFX clips on them. Currently, I was really like freaking out the VFX. Before that, I like the Breath of Wild, the Zelda, Ori and the Blind Forest, and the Ori and the Will of the Wisp. They're my favorites.
Yeah, I had Michaela Ruckett on here. I know she worked on that game.
Oh
So
yes.
I did see, is it Beyond FX? They did a breakdown of the explosion for Breath of the Wild. I hope a lot of you artists out there are going to go try and
Sounds.
replicate it and get your own cool 2D
Oh
shaders.
yeah, sounds so good.
What are you most excited about for the future of VFX?
Yeah, I think not only for the gaming industry, like all the contents, like animation movie or something like that, they are finding their unique art style. For the video game, just several years ago, we called like good graphic or like a AAA games means a very photorealistic. But now graphic technology is kind of on the plateau, so each games are finding their own ways to like finding their own art style. I think stylized art is coming again, and the VFX is not only for the decoration, we're gonna enhance the art style as well. Like for example, like in the animation, we are very used to the Disney style. So like character shape, it was stylized, but VFX was very realistic. But now I think it's VFX is getting more stylized as well. I like the VFX is more becoming for the art part, not really like mirroring the real world.
What question do you never get asked that you wish you were asked more often?
Yeah, that was very interestingly. I haven't really asked about that. Like, okay, this AI is threatening VFX. VFX artist is gonna be replaced with AI or something like that question. My simple answer is no. Maybe some. Maybe and I don't know really far future, but I don't think that is gonna be really impactful in the just upcoming years. VFX is like is very different by project, and like every project is using different engine and their different method. If they're using the same engine like Unreal Engine, all the project using different pipeline to implement VFX as well. So like AI cannot like learn the pattern to make a pipeline. It's really difficult to like patternize that. So I think a VFX is gonna be the like last part to replace by AI if they are doing it. I'm pretty sure like anyway we need human. In the final position, human have to decide their art. I don't know, like if someone is very like worried about that, and like if someone is thinking about I have to be stopped to be an artist because of AI, then I more likely ask to like recommend to just use the AI, because I tried it. I really tried to AI to using my VFX because I thought it's gonna be more faster, but oh no, it was not because yeah, it's not that easy. AI is a tool. It's a pretty great tool, and if you're using that really great way, it should be really good. Like in the end, the last point, the human have to use that for the art. So if you have a like great eyes, artistic eyes, you're gonna survive. So don't that worry about that.
Any final thoughts or things to plug?
I think some people are like suffering from the like moderate talent. So what I mean is like when I was in the art university, I definitely really good at visual graphic and drawing than normal other people. But in the artistic area, within the artist, I was just a middle. I was just a moderate talented. I'm definitely talented, but not really enough to survive that industry. I was always really interested in the new tech and really like to like fiddling with the new software. I was very technical person in the artistic person, but I never think I can be an engineer anyways. Maybe there's some people like me. I'm a moderate artist. I'm a stupid engineer, even though not bad communicator because of using second language, but I found my niche anyways. So I think if someone is like me, like suffering from like something moderate interest and moderate talented, maybe you can be an amazing VFX artist. Maybe you can find your niche. That is the thing.
Jihyun, thank you so much for your time today. It has been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks everyone for listening to today's episode with Ji Young. Sometimes people beat themselves up and think that they're not good enough, that they're mediocre at things. But the reality is, if you're willing to put in the work, have that consistency and that drive, you'll achieve your goals. Despite the amount of challenges that our guest artist ran into through language barriers and cultural differences, coming from another country and learning how America works, she was able to overcome all of that and become her best self. The next time you run into a wall or a barrier, think about all the struggles other people have been through and know that you are not alone. Until next time, rock on.